Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of my favourite people and some of the most interesting people as well. And back on Channel 4 tonight, back for a new series called The 3 Day Nanny. It's been hugely popular in the past. Kathryn Mewes is the lady who is the nanny who is saving parents' lives. How are you, Kathryn?
Hello. Hi there. Hi, Alex.
Congratulations. Firstly, you're about to have a baby yourself.
Yes, that's right. 11 days till due date. So... about to become a mum, a whole new adventure.
Well, I guess this is the point where the proof is in the pudding. We'll find out whether what you say is true in about 2 to 3 years' time, won't we?
That is exactly it. I was asked about it just this morning. Are you going to raise your children like you do on the TV? And I said, I'll probably aim to get it right 50% of the time, Alex, because the other 50%, I think my child needs to accept it's called life.
I don't have kids, and it's easy to sit here and cast judgment, as it is easy for you. It seems to me that parents today make a bigger fuss about raising children than my parents made about me. Is that true?
Yes, it is. It's very true. And I think there are lots of reasons for that. I think parenting has become an industry. Have you got the right buggy? Have you sorted out the nursery? Are you reading the right books? Is your child going to the right school? Do they play the right musical instrument? It goes on and on and on. And I think there is a lot of pressure now on parents that there never was when I was growing up and when you were growing up. So yes, I think parents have it harder now.
Even to the point when these parents are deciding in what month they get up the duff so that their child has an advantage at school. It is ludicrous. I mean, it's no longer about making a baby. It's almost like making a product.
I don't know that I agree with that so much. I think it's just something that people are thinking about more. And by that, I mean, I think people are planning families, which I don't think they ever did years and years ago. I think they just fell pregnant, got married and we fell pregnant. Oh, probably a bit soon. Or, it was a bit of a surprise, but we'll cope, we'll manage. And I just think people are now organising family life and starting a family around their careers and their lifestyles. I don't think that's necessarily wrong. I just think it's a different way of doing it.
I get that. Then I also see that kids today can't play by themselves. Whenever I go to my friends who have children, I have to sit and play with the kids 24/7, and we never get to the end of a sentence. In my day, I was in my bedroom, I'd got collections of this, that and the other thing. That's changed as well.
Yeah, it has. And I believe that is because today we are over-parenting. So I don't think that our parents felt guilty when they said, go play in your room, go play in the garden, I've got Auntie Flo coming round for a cup of tea. Whereas I think now there is a lot of pressure to be seen to being the perfect parent, to always be engaging with your child and always involving them. But when you do that, you do make a rod for your own back. So it's about getting a fine balance, a very fine balance between I'll play with you now, or Uncle Alex will play with you now, but, there's going to come a time where you go and play on your own because I want to chat to Uncle Alex.
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's start at the beginning. It never did me any harm, is a saying that my parents always said about theirs and I've said about mine. Is that now old-fashioned and verging on abuse? Because a clip round the ear just is not acceptable, is it, today?
I don't think it's ever been acceptable. The other thing is, did it do you any good?
No, it certainly didn't.
Did it make you a better person? No.
Right. So what are the alternatives? That's what I'm asking.
Right, okay. So I truly believe in life, Alex. The worst thing to be in the world is ignored. I would much rather have a row with someone than be ignored by them. And therefore, every child I've ever worked with knows very quickly if they've disappointed me, they need to spend time on their own. Or if they aren't listening to me, they need to go and sit on their own until they are ready to listen. So I believe that is a harder form of punishment than ever being smacked, because you have to go away and think about it, and you end up feeling quite rotten, and then you feel remorse, and that's what you want the child to feel, because that's how they learn right from wrong.
Yes, it's the same principle that BBC managers had with me when I was there for 15 years. Just sort of ignore him and he'll behave himself. Doesn't always work. What's the biggest mistake parents are making today? Is it that they're too sort of hypersensitive? It seems to me that we've got buttons for this and we've got radio systems for that and breathing apparatus for this and mats for that. Again, it's much more complicated now having a baby. Does that help?
No, I don't. I don't think it helps at all. I think parenting is being overthought way too much now. It really is, and I think because of all of the media and the TV shows and the books and the chat rooms and everything else you can go to give you advice on being a perfect parent puts a lot of pressure on. And I think we're all trying to be so perfect that I think a big flaw is parents are shying away from using their natural instinct and having the confidence just to sometimes say no.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of parents are going wrong now, and that is, don't feel guilty about disciplining. It's just the hard bit of parenting. You have to do it, and use your guts and just get on and do it and follow it through. And that seems to be what I am helping parents with more and more and more.
And can I ask a very direct question? Is that should I be making a baby to create a best friend?
Have you not got one then?
Well, no, not really. Have you seen my face? No, I'm just curious. It seems like all these parents today want a best friend in their child, and I didn't think that was the point.
Yeah. I don't think it's so much wanting a best friend. I think parents live in fear of their children not liking them. And
that's
I've got
interesting.
I've got something to say loud and clear. Everyone out there can remember the time where their parent disciplined them and they didn't like them. But you get over it and you move on. And it's not about not liking your parent, it's about not liking the fact they've disciplined you. So I do find that most parents I work with say, oh, but I've been at work all day and I don't want them not to like me. And my whole thing is, the minute your child is born, it will love and like you unconditionally as you do them. Unless something awful happens. But what you do need to work on is, there is something you need to earn, and that is respect. And you will not get it from your child unless you discipline them.
It amazes me that what you're saying is still revolutionary, yet the principles have never changed since we had our first baby with Adam and Eve, really. I mean, these are just founding principles of humanity, aren't they?
Absolutely. But then, as a parent, emotion gets in the way and life gets in the way, and we overcomplicate it and we compare ourselves to others and we judge others, and it all becomes so much more than it needs to be.
You've mentioned that a lot, the competitive side of being a parent. Is that a huge problem now, brought on, I would think, by Facebook? It seems to me when I look down my timeline that all these parents are trying to brag that they've got the smartest, cutest, cleverest, fastest, brainiest, most beautiful child in the world. And again, that's putting an added pressure on the child that it doesn't need.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. No, I think with technology now and all of these, what you mentioning Facebook and Twitter and everything, I think people just want to share their lives now. But to me, that's your child's life. Do you need to share it? I feel a bit peculiar about people posting things all over the internet about their children. I think that's something that I don't necessarily feel is necessary.
Well, you see, I was an ugly child, and I'm just glad that I'm 35 now, and none of my child pictures exist online. They can't be found. But the trouble is, when my kids are going to be 35, every single thing they've done is going to be catalogued on Google. It is concerning, not only from a human perspective, but from a privacy perspective. It is concerning. I don't think people have thought of the longer impact and sort of, when you're 40 years old, do you really want your first time that you were sitting on the toilet having a poo? It's inappropriate. But they do, don't they, Kathryn? You must have seen these pictures.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, yes, I do, and I think a lot of people don't stop and think. They've got their mobile phone, and a funny moment has occurred, and before you know it, they've clicked and sent. But I guess that it's just going to be the norm, isn't it, for children, that everything is on a screen and everything is accessible, and they will know no different.
Yeah, worrying. Two biggest things, finally, that I think parents have to deal with is eating and sleeping. Let's start with eating because we do that first. He doesn't want to eat that. He won't eat that. She won't do this. She won't do that. How do I get my child to eat a piece of cucumber if they don't want to do it?
Yeah, well, you can't get anyone to chew and swallow, can you? It's something that they need to choose to do. And I deal with a lot of very difficult situations of families who have got themselves in a rut of child dictate meal. And meal seems to be a choice of 3 different things, and they rotate them on a weekly basis. I think it goes wrong when pressure is put on. So my whole thing about meal times is don't put pressure on. I would never, Alex, if you and I sat down for a meal, I wouldn't say, "Oh, Alex, why are you eating the peas first? Why don't you eat your steak first?" Or, "Why have you got that much sauce?" Or, "I'm not going to eat, actually, Alex. I'm just going to sit and watch you." I mean, how many parents do that?
Yes.
I'm just going to sit here with a cup of tea and stare at you and remind you what's on your plate. I mean, if you put yourself in that child's position, you wouldn't like it. So why on earth? And I think that's what eventually happens. And the child thinks, I've done with this pressure. I'm not hungry anymore. Therefore, I'd like to get down. So
I have observed that some parents do tend to escalate every situation until it becomes a screaming match amongst themselves. I guess there's a point where you have to walk away or shut up. What is the best way to de-escalate those sort of awkward situations? If you don't want to eat it, leave it. Is that the best thing to say?
Yeah, I think it is. But like you've said, and I was about to say, yes, I totally agree, Alex, walk away.
Right.
Walk away. The amount of people that feel they have to stay in that room with the child. And, years and years ago, the good old time-out phrase, it was introduced to parents because it was all about saying to a parent, you step out of the room before you lose control.
Yeah.
But actually, it's about parents going into time-out, not children.
Yes.
So my whole thing is, and I still do it, Alex, and I will be doing it when I have my child, and that is, if you wind me up, I need to leave the room, because I refuse for something half my size, a fraction of my intelligence, to push my buttons. I'm sorry, I am leaving the room. So yes, when meal times become all a bit heated, I will instantly say, game over. We'll all scrape it in the bin and we'll look forward to the next meal. But finished, done.
And they won't starve to death. That's what we need to tell ourselves, that missing one meal is not going to mean our child will die of hunger.
Exactly.
Right.
I put a spin on that, Alex, and I say, in my brain, I don't say it out loud, but I go, brilliant, because you'll be really hungry for the next meal.
It's a very good point. Yeah, right. Reverse psychology is always going to work, isn't it? Are we still a fan of the naughty step, by the way? Is that still appropriate?
I don't like it, Alex. I don't like labelling children, because I believe what you label, they will become.
Right.
So I don't like saying naughty.
Okay. I
think there is bad behaviour, but I don't think there are bad children out there, and I don't think there are naughty children out there. But as I said before, my whole thing is isolation. Go and sit on your own. So it's exactly the same principle. I'm just not labelling you and telling you that because you're 3, you've got to sit there for 3 minutes.
Right.
I'm saying you need to sit there, and once you have got cross and then calm down, then we'll talk about it. But stay in a separate room to me, please.
Interesting. So it's all in the phrasing of it.
Exactly.
Right.
I never want a child to feel that they're labelled. I just don't like that at all.
And then, of course, very finally, sleeping is the big thing that drives most parents to verge of insanity. I've seen very close friends of mine literally have breakdowns over it.
I think when we say, Alex, we remember our childhood, we probably remember from age 5 or 6 up.
Right.
We don't remember the hard yakka that our parents had, that every parent has for the first year to 2 years. Where, and many parents will say it doesn't get easier, because they end up becoming more defiant and push boundaries even more. Sleep is a hard one. 70% of my clients that come to me have got themselves in a right old stew and a right old mess over sleep. And eventually you get to a stage where you will do anything just to get some shut-eye. And that's where they're, all right, get in my bed then. Right. All right, I'll sleep on your carpet. All right, I've seen grown men get in cots. I had a wonderful, an absolutely wonderful tale of, it must be 2 years ago, I got an email from a gentleman through my website, and he was bragging. And he told me the company he works for and how much he earned and what car he drove, and I was reading it, thinking, you absolute arse. And I carried on reading, and he said, and this is where my son sleeps, and it was a beautiful, great, big king-size bed with his wife. And he said, and this is me, and he was curled up in a Thomas the Tank bed. And he said, you thought at the start of this email I had everything. At the end of the email, you realised I've not got a lot.
Right.
So I think you'll do anything just to get some sleep.
Yeah.
So you end up getting yourself in a right old stew, and the older children get, the harder it gets. You know, many people will say to me, I can't physically keep them in the bed. I can't strap them in it. So it does get hard. It gets very hard. And I really feel for people who've got themselves into such deprivation of sleep. And I see so easily how it can happen.
I mean, and it does, again, the word escalate. Once you're tired, everything becomes bigger and worse than it really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are so tired, you can't logically think how it could ever change. So you get yourself into a real, I call it, it's like a sleep debt. Right. You know, when you've got a debt and you think, my God, how am I ever going to pay it back? When am I ever going to pay it back? And you get yourself into a flap. It's like that when you're deprived of sleep. When am I going to get sleep? Will I get 2 hours tonight? Maybe I'll get 1.5 hours before they wake me up. Or maybe if I get into bed at 8 o'clock, then I can have 2 hours before they wake up. And you start to try and claim back this sleep debt. And people just take it as that's their normal life.
Yeah. So bringing this interview full circle, you claim within 3 days you can snap the child out of this behaviour, and it basically is persistence. That's what I learned from all of your programs, is that you have to stick by your guns, you cannot give in, don't lose your temper, just keep being persistent.
Yeah, exactly. And that is the hardest thing in life, and that is to be consistent. Whether it is an exercise regime, whether it's a diet, whether it is your work, whatever it is, being consistent is something that I admire in people because it isn't easy. But yes, I do. I show parents every single week, if you can do something 3 days in a trot and you do it with confidence and positive energy, and your child believes in you and you believe in them, it will change.
I love your persona on TV. I love how you come across. You're so much more gentle than some of the other people doing it, and you do it with great compassion. I wish you all the best with your new baby. The 3 Day Nanny returns to Channel 4 tonight, Tuesday nights. It must be great being you right now because, I mean, you just get to solve people's biggest issues in their lives, and you literally are changing their lives, aren't you?
Yeah, it is a wonderful feeling. It is, and I have not yet stepped out of the front door after 3 days and had a tear. As well as punch the air and sort of click my heels. It's extremely rewarding, and I feel blessed that I have the ability to help parents. I do, and I think all the best parents out there, Alex, to me, are the ones that ask for help. Yeah. Because they know they're good parents, but they want to do it even better, and they want the best for their children. So, yeah, I'm very lucky with the families I meet. Let's
speak on the 28th of July 2017 and see how your toddler's doing. And if you need any help, give me a call and I'll see what I can do for you, Kathryn. How about that?
That is great. I've got visions of you saying, just say to him, sit down, shut up.
Go on the naughty step. Hey, listen, great to talk to you. I've loved chatting. Kathryn Mewes, the star of 3 Day Nanny. Thank you very much.